Welcome back. I don't know what song we're doing yet because I'm filming this intro before I've decided, but it's Mayonnaise by the Smashing Pumpkins. It's this month's Patreon Vote-a-thon winner. If you would like to join in on that kind of fun, the link will be in the description. This video is for the Patreon folks, of course. Thank you so much for your support. And Doobie Scooby, Adam C., Hyperlore, Gilad Carlin, Jorge Baque, Mad Lad, Anuku Dahal, Chris Marl, and Jeffrey Stockdale. And you. We're going to zero in on James's part. That, for me, is the meat of this mayonnaise. The tuning is Bananas Foster, but the voicings he achieves with this tuning are nothing short of Miracle Whip. Your E string is going to go down 1/2 step to D sharp. Your A string is going to go up 1/2 step to A sharp. Your D string is going to go down many half steps to the same exact A sharp. Your G string is going down 1/2 step to F sharp. Your B string is going to go down 1/2 step to A sharp. And your E string is going down 2/2 steps or 1 whole step to D. I implore you, do not strum your open strings. And one more thing before we get going, I had to write this down to make sense of it. I was very discombobulated by the tuning, and you can follow along with this tab if you would like. You'll find it on my website, RyanLent.com. Show notes, and the title, of course, is in super secret backwards code, so no miscreants can horn in on our super secret information. Mayonnaise is made from eggs. Eggs come from chickens. The opposite of a chicken is a fish, and the opposite of a fish is an anti-fish. You're looking for anti-fish. Now we're moving. Take a finger, preferably your finger, and put it on the D string 7th fret, and another finger on the G string 6th fret, and you're going to pluck A, D, G, D, followed by E, B, G, D. That part's easy to remember. You just start on the thin string and move up 4 strings towards your face. So A, D, G, D, E, B, G, D. Twice, of course. That's the first thing. Then you're going to take that little shape that you had and move it down to frets 2 and 1, so you'll have middle finger on D2, pointer finger on G1, and the plucking starts the same as the beginning of section 1, only starting on the D string. So D, G, B, G, and then we need the E string 3rd fret. I like my pinky finger here, followed by the G string, and then the E string open, followed again by the G string. For the third part, we're going to take that shape and move it up 3 frets, but you're going to have to switch which fingers you're using. Put your ring finger now on D5 and your middle finger on G4. We need our pointer finger for that E string 3rd fret now, and the plucking will be D, G, open E, G, followed by E3, G, and then E open G. So of note here is that G string 4th fret is the same note as the B string open, so you could pluck that open B string instead of the G string if you like. It truly does not matter. And all those bits together nice and slow. Getting into the strummy section now, and there's a chord shape that pops up left and right all over this song. There's 3 ways to do it, and they're all pretty much the same. So when it arrives, I want you to feel encouraged to do whichever one works for you for whatever reason. The chord shape, for instance, on the 7th fret would be 7, 7, 7, 6. And to show you why they're all the same, we're just going to focus on the 3 fat strings. So 7, 7, 7 would be 2 of the 2nd note, right? But if we did 7 open 7, it's now 2 of the 1st note. It's the same 2 notes, just a different one is doubled. Or the other way to do it is going to be 7, 7 open. It's 2 of the 1st note, except the 2nd one is the 3rd note in this case. So you can do this 7 open 7 6, 7-7-7-6, or 7-7 open 6, whichever one works better for you, but I am going to refer to it as 7 open 7-6 because that's the one that works best for me for whatever reason. The strummies kick in at 26 seconds. You're going to take what would be an E chord if we were in standard tuning and mute your low string if you can. I use my thumb, but if you can't, that's okay too. Up to frets 5 and 4. Back down. Back up. And now here comes the shape in question. In fact, that's what we're going to call it on the 7th fret. So 7th fret and 6th fret, of course, for the G string, however you chose to play this. Then down to the best chord you will ever hear in your entire life, this shape on the 4th and 3rd frets. How that came out of is beyond me. But then we're going to call this the low chord because it pops up more. It's going to be the D string 5th fret and the G string 4th fret. Strum everything. Then go up to the G string 8th fret with your middle finger. Hammer on with your ring finger, and this is a nifty little move. You're going to land back on G8 and B7. So, and together. And that's the strummy part.
Muffuleta's coming out to play.
And when it kicks, it's the same thing. It's the shape in question on the 7th and 6th frets, down to the 4th and 3rd frets, the best chord you ever heard in your life, followed by the low chord. And then I think Muffuleta's got so much more. I've got the gauge dial at about 25% right now, but for the sake of being able to continue talking, I think this keeps going on. And then the octave chords happen. Is it Billy? Is it James? You can do it either way. In this tuning, it's going to be the D string and the B string on the 4th fret. I love this octave chord shape. 4, 5, 4. And then it happens where it's 9, 10, 9 as well. So. Few times. Ease the pain is where it changes. We're going to do our would-be E shape. Now we really don't want to hear that low string, but up to the shape in question on the 5th and 4th frets. To the low chord, do it again. And then because of how aggressive this little section is, I like drop D style power chords, so do 2-2-2 on the fat strings. It's not really a drop D style power chord because there's 2 of one note, but 2 followed by some noisy noise. I tried everything. I can't get it to sound exactly like it sounds on the record, but I watched some live versions of the Pumpkins doing it, and neither could they. So make some ugly noise. The harmonic on the 4th fret is pretty ugly. Give it an epic backwards strum. The 3rd fret's even more ugly, but harder to achieve. Right? So anyways. To the low chord. And the second time. 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 5. And that 5 might be the shape in question, but you know, you're doing all this stuff. So you might as well just land on your power chord there. At 2 minutes and 42 seconds, we have the thing that's the same thing we've been doing, the shape in question on the 7th fret, the 4th fret, and then the low chord, but the low chord is separated with, again, noisy noise. So. That's a good try. For the solo, you're going to do the low chord, followed by the shape in question on the 7th fret. Do it again. Then down to our E shape, up to the 4th and 5th frets, but include the low string, and then power chords 5, 4, 2. When we get to the clean part after the solo, now some Smashing Pumpkins historian out there, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it strikes me that that's a 12-string guitar because it's this part. Just with a whole lot more notes happening at the same time, right? Especially when we go. That strikes me as particularly a 12-string harmony, but when it hits the low chord the second time, and there's that octave walk up, grab our octave shape, the D and the B strings in the 5th fret, 7, 9, 10, into the whole out section, which you already know, it's this part. And sometimes the low chord is broken up with the noisy noise, but 2 times it happens where you do your shape in question on the 7th fret, on the 4th fret, then the low chord, and then a turnaround chord, the shape in question on the 5th fret. And wow, that was really hard for me, but I do believe those are all the pieces. That is my best effort at the Smashing Pumpkins Mayonnaise. Patreon folks, thank you so much for your support and for the great idea and the voting. Everybody else, thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.